So we just saw Balenciaga release photos of children with teddy bears with bondage gear on them. And I'm saying this very calmly because I'm fully aware of how the so-called designer, high-end designer industry, as well as Balenciaga more specifically, this is par for the course for them. When I say par for the course, I don't mean to minimize it. Pedophilia and grooming is disgusting. It's something that has been tied to the Jeffrey Epstein, involved in young models being presented to older gentlemen across the world. That entire industry has had a symbiotic relationship with that type of weirdo vibe. Many of the designers, in my opinion, have a Podesta type of energy to them. Their designs, their artwork, their fashion events, it's just creepy. This video is brought to you by BlackGunsMatterShop.com. Get all of your pro-liberty, pro-gun, pro-freedom solutionary gear at BlackGunsMatterShop.com. It's just creepy. So I'm not surprised that Balenciaga would release something like this for several reasons. One, they've done it before. There's been photos of case paperwork of child pornography and cases like that, and some of their photos before. On top of the fact that I'm not surprised because most of you won't do anything. Most of you are going to stand in line during this so-called holiday season, and you're going to buy overpriced, ugly, so-called designer things. And these companies have a history of doing very offensive things, and you still seem to not understand the concept of voting with your dollar. Some of you do, but I'm just not surprised that most of you will ignore it and forget about it, or actually forget about it. You're not that outraged, even though you pretend to be on Twitter. Now, what do I mean by that? A few years back, H&M had a young man, an African-American young man, calling him the coolest monkey in the jungle. And there were uproars, and people said stuff on media and on their social media pages, and y'all are right back in H&M. Fast forward a bit. Gucci had the black-faced sweater with the big lips, like the blackface caricatures. And everybody made an uproar and was upset about it and so forth and so on. And not long after that, they got Gucci Man to be one of their spokespeople, and everybody forgot about it. When I go to malls around the country, I see in so-called high-end places, I see a lot of you waiting in line or being told to wait in line because you got to wait to get into these stores. None of the other stores, though. And that's racism and just dumb stuff. I don't even think you guys are going to do anything about the pedophilia and grooming that Balenciaga has shown you. This fake outrage and this so-called surprise that these guys are doing this, with all of this history right there, there is no outrage for me. It's actually more disgusting, in my view, for the people that continue to buy it. And that's even outside of the fact that it's ugly. It's overpriced. It's presented in China. They do nothing for your community. They do nothing for anything. So I'll give you guys an action item list of how you can prove me wrong in this space. I don't think you will, but here's the challenge. One, if you have these ugly designers that, let's say Balenciaga, that have a history of this, stop buying it. If you have it, you don't even have to throw it away. You can give it to other people if you want to, but just don't buy it anymore. They've shown that they don't care up until the extent of using grooming and pedophilia in their advertisements. These advertisements aren't magically up the chain of command. They have to go through a process. People have to agree on it. So if you think that that's disgusting, just stop buying Balenciaga or those other ugly designers. And the second thing is, you see the shirt here? We printed 999 of these as fundraisers because we wanted the people that wanted to support our work, that gave hundreds of dollars to support our work, we wanted to give them something for their hard-earned money. You know our work at Black Guns Matter and the Solutionary Center across the country is to empower our community. That's what all of our money goes towards. So if you have a few extra $100 and you want some clothes, this is a hoodie and t-shirt combo with a hand-drawn letter from me for the 999 people that buy this at $250. This is limited. It's in alignment with freedom, if you're about freedom and liberty. You know exactly where the money's going, and that money is to empower our communities in America. These are American-made clothes that help American people. So if you choose to vote and you can afford a few $100s, hit the link, get these shirts. We're happy to get them out to you, and I would be super enthused to write every single one of those letters to you, the consumer that supports our work. Those are the two areas that you can do as an action item list here. 1, stop buying them. 2, put your money into organizations and support organizations and merchandise that is in alignment with the benefit of America. You vote with your dollar. These labels do not care about you. They have shown that they will be racist, grooming, and pedophilic, and they don't think you're going to do anything about it. It's completely up to you to show them that they're wrong. Be safe, be solutionary.